distributor is here. You can all visit them. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a market called the cheap market deal. My goodness, that name alone, just imagine, cheap, the word cheap. Who doesn't like cheap? Who doesn't like cheap, guys? So, coming out to talk about what he does, and also giving us the good news that comes to what he does and what he's doing here today, is Mr. David Ezeoyekwere. Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. All protocols that are duly observed. My name is David Ezeoyekwere. I'm the founder of Cheap Market Deal. Basically, what we do at Cheap Market Deal is we are connecting the small wooden Nigerian farmers to the market. We've been around for the past 7 years, and we've worked in majorly 22 states of Nigeria, working with over 35,000 farmers across different areas. Last year, we won the first social impact organization in the Global South for our impact in the agricultural space. And recently, we diverted into manufacturing and processing of agro-commodities. We built our first factory in Asaba Delta State. We are building the second one in Maiduguri, but that's a bit on the book. And the third one is likely going to come up in Abuja by the end of next year. Thus far, we work with lots of Nigerian families, supplying them food. Basically, we work in the food sector, not in cash crops, but basically everyday consumables. And just our stand is beside there, where we work in over 170 different commodities. I personally am also a farmer, and we own farms in Plateau, Abuja, Delta, Maiduguri, Kaduna, and Kano, where we grow different varieties of crops. The good news is everything in our stand today, it's free. So we are always we are all farmers, and there's no need to sell anything. This is a farmers program. So when you just come behind here, the first stand beside, everything you just need. Just because of time, I might not take all your questions, and I don't have plenty time to start, so I don't go into plenty talks. Farmers are action goers, not plenty. And so there's no time for play. I guess nothing I want to tell you is not it. And so, so the good news is, once you are leaving, I will have a special way to requirements that when you use it to cook, your neighbor will ask you, what's it? And the good news again is we are working on Nifats certification. We have 15 products that are already Nifats certified. So when you consume our beans, I tell you, if I give you my beans and you eat it, you won't get it in the market because it took 4 years of growth for me to get it. So even our strawberries, if you get that beans anywhere, come and buy it, because we're one of the largest beans dealers in Nigeria. Our warehouse contains over 35,000 bags of beans in Maiduguri, and we trade in over 15 types of beans. So if you get my beans anywhere, come and buy it from me. Now we have a lot of things that's beside there. When you come, we get it for you free. Just pick your onion. We have infused snails. We have snails that have been smoked, and a lot of things that have been produced from our facilities. And they're just free for you when you just go to pick up and go. Thank you very much.
I told you. Did I tell you? Did I say it? There was a good news, and you heard the good news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some freebies today. Put your hands up, Mr. David again, please. Thank you so much, Mr. David, for coming up here, speaking of what you do, and of course, delivering the good news judiciously, the gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mr. David, for that very beautiful rendition. That was a rendition, free beans. Who doesn't like free beans? That's not for you. Myself, I'm eyeing one beans there. So you can imagine when you're done at the end of today's summit, you're on your way home, you can pick onion, you can pick beans, you can pick snail. Hey! Weekend is set. Is weekend not set? Weekend is set. Thank you so much, Mr. David. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up very quickly to give us a very short goodwill. Like I told you, we have backing. Okay, it's not mouth. We have backing from the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development. And sitting here today is the Permanent Secretary, ably represented, strongly represented. And when you see her, you're aware. You become aware on why she's here. Ladies and gentlemen, to give us a very short goodwill is the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Livestock Development. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Dr. Myro Kacha.
Thank you very much, moderators. You have excited us to be here, and also the executive director. All protocols to be observed. My name, as was stated, is Dr. Meokuchala. I'm from the Department of Veterinary, Public Health and Epidemiology of the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development. Our permanent secretary would have loved to be here, but the hectic civil service week ended yesterday at night. And so she delegated actually my head of department to be here, but unfortunately at the time something came up. So he told me to come and represent the permanent secretary. So I'm going to read out her remarks. Remarks by the permanent secretary, Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, Dr. Chinyere Ijoma Akujobi, at the Farmers Townhall Summit held on 28th of June 2025 at the Barcelona Hotel Abuja. Protocol. Distinguished farmers, veterinarians, animal scientists, conservationists, policymakers, students, partners, and the press. It is with great honor that I am addressing you today at the first edition of the Nigeria Farmers Town Hall Summit organized in commemoration of the 2025 World Food Safety Day. We are, as a ministry, a very important member of the National Food Safety Committee. So we participated in the month-old celebration to commemorate the World Food Safety Day. I commend the organizers, Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative, GSI, and participants for convening this timely summit with the theme, Safe Farm, Safe Food, Science for Healthier Nigeria. The Federal Ministry of Livestock Development was established out of the bold step taken by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the 9th of July 2004 to modernize and industrialize the livestock sector with a focus on investment, innovation, and private sector collaboration. The ministry has a mandate to develop the policies and programs needed to transform the livestock sector into a vibrant, sustainable, as well as globally competitive industry, ensuring food security, economic growth, improved livelihoods for farmers, and maintenance of social harmony. Its vision as a ministry is to build a resilient, sustainable, inclusive, globally competitive livestock sector that drives the economic growth, ensures food security, and improves livelihoods, and a mission to implement innovative, inclusive, and sustainable policies, programs, and projects that address the livestock sector's challenges while fostering economic empowerment and environmental sustainability. You will all agree with me that Nigeria has the largest livestock population, but is still underutilized due to challenges like outdated production methods, poor infrastructure, farmer-header conflicts, scarcity of feed and fodder, prevailing animal disease and pests, aging breeding stock, climate change, and security concerns. These are some of the points that was pointed out by the previous presenter as problems. The livestock sector is a 33 trillion naira industry that, when we unlock it, will contribute to the GDP, create millions of jobs, and achieve self-sufficiency in meat and dairy production, as well as strengthen Nigeria's position in global agricultural markets. In addition, the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development has engaged international partners, policymakers and private investors, and the media to drive investment, strengthen policy, and ensure sustainable growth in the livestock sector. These collaborations, involving key delegations from countries like Brazil, Denmark, and the US, are expected to position Nigeria as a regional and global hub for livestock production and export. Furthermore, to ensure the livestock development remains a national priority, the Ministry has actively engaged with the National Assembly Committee on Livestock Development to outline its vision and policy priorities, secure legislative backing for key livestock sector reforms, and align livestock development policies with national strategies envisaging increased budgetary allocation for livestock infrastructure, fast-tracking legislative approvals for new livestock regulations, and greater oversight in implementing livestock disease control programs. Also, the Ministry has adopted a broad media strategy that includes press briefing, live interviews, press releases, national television and radio interviews and discussions, and then as well as digital and social media engagements. I am calling on the initiative, GSI, to firmly believe, to sustain your belief that Africa does not need more farmers, but it needs a better farmer, which aligns with the main purpose of why the ministry was established in the first place. Remember in the speech earlier, I told you it was for modernization and industrialization of the sector. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to note that the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development has recorded significant progress in implementing its mandate since its inception last year, and remains committed to ensuring food security, creating jobs, and transforming the livestock sector into a modern competitive industry. Through international partnerships, private sector engagement, policy reforms, strategic investments, Nigeria is well on its way to becoming a global leader in livestock production and exports. As we move forward, I urge all stakeholders, we all are stakeholders here, everyone here is relevant, that is why we are all here. Farmers, to mention a few, the state governments, private sectors, developers, and everyone, as I have said, to continue their support and collaboration. Together we can unlock the full potential of Nigerian livestock sector and ensure a prosperous and food-secure future for our country. Thank you, and may this initiative, which is really augmenting the efforts of the government, continue to rise in strength and impact. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kachala. That was brilliant. I mean, all the way from the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, the first of its very kind in Nigeria. And their mandate is very simple. Their objective is simple. Their mission and vision is simple: to build a resilient, sustainable, and inclusive livestock sector that drives economic growth and improves livelihoods. And their mission is to deploy innovative, inclusive, and sustainable policies and programs targeting livestock productivity, climate resilience, and empowerment of youth and women. Thank you so much, Dr. Kachala. That was insightful. Ladies and gentlemen, she has charged all of us. They need our support. And guess what? We are all stakeholders. We are all what? Stakeholders. We are all? Stakeholders. I can't hear you. We are all? Stakeholders. This is for our benefits. The ministry is for for Nigeria and Nigerians. And guess what? We all have a say. And she has said we shouldn't stop in the belief that Africa doesn't just need more farmers. Africa needs better farmers. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Dr. Kachara. Thank you so much, ma'am. From the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is the Director of Agricultural Extension Services, a distinguished agricultural extensionist, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Olawumi Ayodele Olajide.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Olajide.
I just want to run through the speech I have with me because I know you have been going through. Sorry, I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Quite a number of people here have been going through the training all through the week, and you still have a lot to go through this hour. So I'd like to read the goodwill message by the Director, Federal Department of Elections Service, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, and Nigerian Farmers Townhall Summit 2025 with the theme Safe Farms, Safe Food, Science for a Healthier Nigeria, held at Barcelona Hotel, Usetu, Abuja. Distinguished stakeholders, esteemed organizers, I'd like to really give kudos to Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative and all valued partners that are in this hall. It is with great honor and a deep sense of responsibility that I address you today at this auspicious occasion, the Nigerian Farmers Townhall Summit 2025, in commemoration of the World Food Safety Day, organized under the compelling theme, Safe Farms, Safe Food, Science for a Healthier Nigeria. This theme could not be more fitting. It highlights an essential truth that the health of our people is inextricably linked to the science of agriculture and the safety of what we produce, distribute, and consume. It reminds us that food safety is not simply a technical subject. It is a national development priority that touches on our public health, our economy, and our collective future. As Director of the Federal Department of Agriculture Service, I have seen firsthand how science-backed agricultural extension is transforming communities from the deployment of improved seeds to climate-smart practices and post-harvest handling innovations. We are equipping farmers with the tools and knowledge that lead not just to higher yields, but to face safer foods and healthier lives. This summit aligns beautifully with two ambitious national and international agendas that guide our work. First is the Renewed Hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, which places agriculture at the heart of Nigerian economic diversification and public health strategy. We will recall that the onset of this administration, the name of the Ministry of Agriculture was changed to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. This emphasized the changing focus on the essential object of the institution. Food. You will all therefore agree with me that there has been a deliberate effort to put this food issue as essential priority. Also, through game-changing intervention, there have been deployment of over 2,000 tractors across the country, the consolidation of our input hubs, and ongoing extension revitalization efforts. President Tinubu is championing a model of food production that is modern, science-driven, and rooted in safety and sustainability. Indeed, the present administration recognizes that safe farms are the foundation of a secure and prosperous Nigeria. Second, our collective efforts today are strongly aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Framework as implemented in Nigeria. Nigerian National Blueprint for Inclusive Development. The framework prioritizes healthy populations, resilient economies, and environmental stewardship, all of which depend on the same food system, powered by science, technology, and empowered rural actors. These two agendas combine and then one theme that the farmer is not merely a producer of food, but a guardian of public health and a catalyst for national transformation. I think we should all be proud of ourselves. This year's theme also resonates deeply with the National Agro Technology and Innovation Policy. That is the policy that is implemented in the ministry at this time. The ministry's flagship policy framework for modernizing the Nigerian agricultural sector. NATIC, as its acronym says, emphasizes the use of science, technology, and innovation to drive productivity, ensure food safety, and build climate-resilient food systems. The key pillars of NATIC, such as revitalization of external services, promotion of digital and climate-smart agriculture, standardization of exports, and youth and women inclusion are all directly reflected in today's conversation. The policy recommends that safe food begin with safe farms, and science must bridge between traditional practices and modern Nigerian excellence. I think our guest speaker really tells with all that in his teaching. So by aligning something with NATIC vision, we are reinforcing a national commitment to evidence-based learning, improve food handling, and stronger value chains that meet both domestic and international safety standards. I'm glad when Nancy was emphasizing that the teaching we have here, we talk so much about trades. It is a call to action for all stakeholders to work in synergy, that is government, private sector, academia, and civil society, to make food safety a shared and sustained priority. To our fellow gathered here today, you are the heartbeat of the summit and the soul of our nation. But in particular, I want to shine a spotlight on the emerging generation of young farmers, which I know are many here. Those bold, tech-savvy, visionary Nigerians who are reclaiming agriculture as a path to purpose, prosperity, and innovation. Across rural and urban life, we can see youth are breathing new life into farming. We recognize that as a ministry and as a department. We can see your leveraging on apps, drones, data science, and sustainable methods that are revolutionizing production and marketing. We are aware of the turning of agriculture into a business, a lifestyle, and a movement. We must continue to empower and support the youth, farmers, not just with land and input, but with mentorship. That's how people like me are here today. Access to finance and platforms for growth. In this regard, we must also acknowledge the power of social media as a force multiplier in today's agricultural space. From WhatsApp groups for extension, advice, to Instagram farmers markets, Facebook forums for pest alerts, Twitter threads on soil health, and TikTok videos sharing best practices. Social media has become one of the most dynamic tools for farmer education, market access, and policy advocacy. Our brother just left here telling us about this. Marketing agriculture is a testimony to this. It is connecting farmers to knowledge, to buyers, and to one another, and even to global opportunities. As a ministry, we are now embedding digital literacy and media strategies into our extension programs, so our farmers youth can grow not only crops, but network, influence, and engage in feasibility. Agriculture is no longer confined to the fields. It thrives in the fields. Through extension service, we at the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security are building capacity across value chain, mobilizing youth, mainstreaming gender-sensitive innovation, and encouraging the adoption of affordable, scientifically verified practices. We are expanding partnerships, which is part of why we are here today, with research institutions, civil society, and and developing partners to push Nigeria into a future where food safety is not an euphemism, but a reality. Let today be a turning point, a platform for renewed collaboration, community-level action, and deeper investment in people-centered science. May the conversation that emerge from this town hall inspire not only policy reforms, but genuine transformation across farms, households, and marketplaces in every state of the Federation. As we commemorate Food Safety Day, I affirm our department's unwavering commitment to walk this path with you, especially the youth farmers, ensuring that no farmer is left behind, no communities undeserved, and no Nigerian is denied access to safe and nutritious food. Thank you for the privilege of speaking at this inspiring forum. May the Almighty bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Like a true agricultural extensionist. Well done, Mr. Olawoye Olanjide. Thank you so much, sir. That was insightful. My goodness. For those of us who are here and who might not know, these are the field experts. These are the field experts. There's a reason why he's the director of that department. Department for Agricultural Extension in the Federal Ministry of Federal Ministry of Agriculture. To be very honest with you, they are the educators, the advisors, the change agents. They're the ones that help farmers to learn, adapt, and thrive. If you listen to him keenly, you would agree with me. He did emphasize on science and technology. He did say that science-driven food production is rooted in sustainability. He also emphasized climate resilience. Thank you so much for that, sir. If you observe keenly, two of our speakers who have been here up today, they both mentioned climate resilience. To show you how very fundamental that is. We can't water it down. It is what it is. Climate change is here and now. It's a now threat. It's not a distant threat. It is here, it is happening. And how do we get ourselves involved? How do we evolve from where we are to something better and something more sustainable? He talked so much about standardization, about safe food, and he said safe food begins with safe farms. He also talked about how you all here seated here today are the heartbeat of the summit, and of course, the soul of this generation. Did that touch you? Did it touch you? It touched me to my core. Thank you so much, sir, for that. And of course, he did say as well that, his office, through the ministry, are deeply rooted in ensuring that they are thoroughly aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2030. That's the AU agenda. Sorry, the UN agenda. We have an AU agenda as well. An AU agenda 2063 also talks about agriculture. So we're not far-fetched, from these things. Thank you so much, sir, for that very brilliant ones. And he did finally say that, a guardian, that farmers here, all farmers, not just farmers here, are guardians of public health. Remember, we did also mention that, speaking to Dr. Gosso's rendition, that when you look at it like a vicious cycle, you do well at your farms, you're hygienic enough, you're not dirty, you do what it takes, you're standardized in your practice. That way, you also, affect even the public health. That way, you're confident and sure that people are safe. The food is safe, and of course, people are also safe. That way, you're also sure of good health and public safety. Thank you so much, the distinguished agricultural extensionist. Well done on that, sir. You can see by the director. We don't play civil service. We don't play civil service. We don't play. I want you to kill that myth. I'm also part of civil service as well. I'm a public servant. We do not play in the public sector. We know what we do. We know our onions. We know our job. And you can see. Thank you very much for that audition. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up very quickly, is the program director of GSAI. Please, again, a round of applause for GSAI. A round of applause for GSAI. They are the reason this summit is holding. The first of its very kind, and the conversations are evolving. Because conversations are fundamental. The conversations are future-driven, purpose-driven, and plan-oriented. The ED and his team, they were strategic on this. They were forthcoming, they were determined, they were committed with idea and experience. Ladies and gentlemen, to take us through a brief presentation on what they do. GSAI, GSAI, GSAI. Let's know what they've been about. And with this short documentary, I hope because I'm part of GSAI, even though they did not mention me, but I'm part of GSAI. I am by force. I'm part of GSAI. So, we will take you through a short documentary, and this will be done judiciously by the program's director, Mr. Victor Obad.
Thank you very much. Nigerian farmers, African farmers, farmers. Congratulations. Just say hi to me. All right, so we want to just say a very big thank you to all our special guests and our speakers in the house, and Director Sir, all the representatives. We say very big thank you. Of course, we are grateful for your presence at this time. I believe all our farmers are happy to have you represented here. Thank you very much. So we are Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. We are a non-governmental organization registered here in Nigeria, and as you've heard, like our executive director has said earlier, we believe that Africa needs better farmers and not just more farmers. Yes, we believe that we need better farmers and more farmers in the agricultural ecosystem. And then, of course, we want to ensure that each and every farmer in Africa at large pick up sustainable practices across the entire agricultural value chain. That is why the Farm Food Safety Compliance Training came forth in commemoration of our Farm Food Safety Day, right? Which is this very day, as we are gathered here. So we had an 8-week virtual training. We started here. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so we had an 8-week virtual training with farmers all across Nigeria. We had, so please you can display our facilitators that took the lectures through that 8-week virtual training, which was 2 times a week, 1 hour 30 minutes. And I believe you me, it was excellent one for us, as we had professors from Kaduna State University, Akwa Ibom University of Abuja, and also ABU Zaria, IAR, Soil Sub Labs, and many other facilitators like that took this virtual training through the entire agricultural value chain. Like our ED said, he went on to send something out of the country, and then it was rejected. So we ensured that the training started from not just planting alone, but from land acquisition, to land preparation, to planting, to all the management practice, to processing, to storage, and how we can ensure that they meet every regulatory requirement for export. Thank you very much for that. All right, so we also have some of our initiatives with the GAP, that's Green Career and Mobility Skills, which is to ensure, just like me, when I came out from the university, I was lost. As much as I was a farmer, I was just lost about in the entire agricultural space, So I started my service in the Ministry of Agriculture, and then I started getting some, pathways, some ideas. And then that was when we initiated the GAP project, and then so that we ensure each and every farmer that is coming out of the agricultural space, as a graduate, if you are lost, you can pick up a career skill in agriculture, not just going into the farm, because there are various career skills in agriculture. Yes, and so we also have the Yam Cultivation Project, which you've heard of, 10,000 Yam Cultivation Project, which is in Kubwa and Putin area also. So that you can follow up with us. Of course, we have partners on board, K1. The entire idea is so that you can gain, not just give to the society, but also you can profit as an investor. And then we also had training. This is in one of training which we had a cooperative farmers. They're utilizing digital resources for farm record, resource mobilization. And of course, we have a good number of initiatives like the SAP project and of course, HONOR. You can follow us along these 20 years. So
so that you can see all that we have. Also, we have our partners. So we also display the list of our partners so that we can see all those who come on board to ensure this was a success. Alright, so before our partners come, we'll just have a little video and see what we do so far. Ensure the success of the virtual training, and of course there's the Townhall summit we are having right now. So I believe we also have one more video for you all, so that you can see a little bit of what we've done so far.
One working for agriculture, fulfill innovative and powerful smart solutions to restore Africa to high-tech and
All right, so thank you very much. So that is that for us. GSAI. That's
and the purpose of this movement is to encourage for sustainable agriculture initiative, GSAI, we are non-profit firms uniting transformation in Nigeria's food sector, achieved by empowering farmers, connecting youth, and restoring our environment. In the cultural arena, over 20 farmers in Nigeria reached out to through our digital skills for sustainable agriculture project. In Kaduna State, they also want to inspire to see agriculture development through our green career advocacy projects in Abuja alongside the elements for planting over 300 trees across the city in one year tree project. The global policies reshapes development goals at the United Nations Social Development Workshop. Uniting 200 plus Nigerian organizations, primarily around 10,000 young people solution projects is green food for climate smart ways with cellular agro industries. Over 1,200 farmers are learning safer food practices in our agriculture training on farm food safety, honoring World Food Safety Day. And across the areas, we are amplifying change through our television, which is agriculture today and tomorrow. Every mission might volunteer today and sometimes. Behind the impacts are framework, which is the SARP, structural integrity, expertise, self-organization, personal development. We use really agri-business foundation, we deliver deep training, organize moving to, and generate the next generation of agro-leaders. Our mission aligns with global goals, ending hunger, reducing poverty, empowering women, and fighting climate change. Because women grow food sustainably, we grow food, we grow communities, and we also grow Africa. But to keep growing, we need partners, we need leaders, and we need children importantly. Join us in rewriting African's agricultural story. GSAI is not just growing people, it's growing possibilities, it's growing Africa. Together, we all aim food insecurity, one farm, one voice, one action at a time.
all right. Thank you very much. So, before I step down, and happen to just say how did I miss our digital sustainable culture TV program. So that is one that I will employ you all to always follow us on the DSTV channel. And of course, I believe there are great farmers and visitors in few weeks. We beckon on you to come and be part of it. We hope that you will honor that invitation And so we want to say very big thank you. Enjoy the rest of the program. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Before I begin, I'm sure many of us know what to call Uncle Ben's. Uncle Ben's rice. From America. One person was able to feed the whole world. That's why I love that caption. We don't need more farmers. What do we need? Thank you very much. I have a picture, good message from the country director of the Institute for Cultural Diplomacy, ICD. The organizer, Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative, GSAI. Dear guests, dear farmers, dear attendees, it is with great pleasure that I extend my warmest greetings to you all on the occasion of the Nigerian Farmers Townhall Summit. As we gather here today in commemoration of the 2025 World Food Safety Day, I am deeply honored to participate as a special guest in this vital dialogue, centered around the theme, safe farms, safe food, science for a healthier Nigeria. Food security is not just an issue of agricultural productivity, it is intricately linked to the health and well-being of our communities. In today's world, where the challenges of climate change, population growth, and health crisis becomes ever more pressing, the significance of safe food practice cannot be overstated. It is essential that we strive for agricultural methods that not only bolster our economy, but also prioritize the health of our citizens and the sustainability of our environment. This summit represents an invaluable opportunity for our farming community to engage in meaningful discussions, share innovative practices, and collaborate towards achieving a common goal. Therefore, by emphasizing the importance of safe farming techniques, we collectively pave the way for a healthier future, one where every Nigerian has access to nutritious, safe, sustainability produced food. It is at this junction I want to especially query that my friend who came from Jos or who came from Kaduna State, he gave listless states where he is working. He did not mention my state, where I'm a stakeholder, and those states. Yes. No, he mentioned data. So when we close, I'm going to specially summon him to come and give me 10 reasons why he's not operating in this state. At the Institute of Cultural Diplomacy, we believe in the power of dialogue and cooperation as the foundation for transformative change. Our commitment to promoting cultural understanding and utilizing interdisciplinary approach in addressing global challenges aligns perfectly with the objective of this summit. Therefore, let us use this platform to exchange ideas, learn from one another, and forge partnerships that will strengthen our agricultural sector and enhance food safety across Nigeria. I therefore commend the organizers of this summit and all the stakeholders involved in making today's event a reality. Your dedication to fostering a safe and nutritious food environment is inspiring and indispensable for our collective success. I want to welcome you once again, all those who are here, all the invitees, friends and associates. Let us all join hands together and collaborate and join this GSAI so that there can be a change in this our country and to have a better safe of food. Finally, I want to thank you and look forward for fruitful discussion and warm regards. Thank you.
Adolfo. Thank you very much, sir. And then, like Mr. David heard, we shall put somebody into the palace. The other will care for me. Because, I mean, you have a different state and you don't have a state. We should take that up seriously. We should take that up. We have to the other opinion that there'll be so much to give reasons with. And you come with animals, food stuff, drinks. Yeah, drinks. Thank you so much for that very, that very insightful conversation on what you're doing in the cultural space. I see a lot of work you're doing, your inaugurations, your launches and all, which is insightful, which is very insightful. See how you're talking about side of food safety, and of course, better farming for all. Give an example of Mr. Ben's rice. I mean, we did not actually grade up, it was the staple, the staple products for rice when it comes to rice consumption. Especially in Lagos, it was a big deal for us in Lagos State, Mr. Ben's rice. Thank you so much for that insightful thought. And guess what? Someone here can be the next Mr. Ben's rice. Why not? Someone here, like we said, the future is here and now, and we're here for it. But we must, as stakeholders, come together, drive conversations, and say this is who we are, and we're ready to take action. I tell people, when it comes to the continent, we're very good at speaking. Oh my goodness, we have fantastic conversations. We don't travel for home or for union hunger. Outside events are really the best. You see outside events or like outside events. We'll have food, buffet, we'll talk, we'll have health sessions. But I do say all the time, what's important is action. Driving conversations to action. Implementation. That's the bedrock of development. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we will not be sharing ideas as stakeholders today. We'll be committing ourselves to action. And that's why we have the food safety pledge just outside. Committing all of us here as farmers to ensure that we are bound by our words. We are bound by our thoughts and our deeds. We cannot say we are farmers and not get ourselves committed and accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, just before I call the ED to speak on the breakout session, which will be heavily driven by some two powerful people here in the room. Like I said, but we have that, we're not just acting alone. We have the ministries, we are aligning with them. We are aligning the agendas, the policies. To go further, we must align. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Farm is one of our key sponsors, one of our frontline sponsors, and they are here to say a few things. People that are driving, they don't talk too much, there's action speaks. So just for a few minutes, just talk to us, and then we will invite the ED for the technical session. Are you all ready for the session? One more. Be shaking your feet and enthused, because it's going to be a deep dive.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hannah. I'm a product marketer for Farm, and I'm here to just give a short speech because I didn't really know much. So before I start by saying what we do, I just want to tell the organizers of this event, I want to say it's refreshing to be in a room filled with people who understand that agriculture is more than farming, it's food, it's livelihood, and it's the future for Nigeria. We all agree that farming is not easy, from raising food prices to unpredictable weather to keeping track of expenses and trying to know if you are making profits. The odds is really real. Now that's where Farm comes in. We built Farm because we've been there. Like the founder, my boss, he was like 3 years ago, he got scammed, yes, in trying to invest in agriculture and everything, and that was what bettered the dream of Farm. He felt farmers need a safe space, a place to invest, a place to keep records, to know that goods are actually safe, secure, and accessible. We built Farm because we've been there. Farm is a mobile app created by a farmer and agricultural professional who saw firsthand how poor record keeping was silently holding back the newspaper. We understand that a lot of farmers have a passion but not tools to measure the progress, and you can't grow where you're not tracking. This is where Farm comes in. We track your farm expenses in ways that are easy and visual. Record livestock and crop growth so you can know how your farm is doing at a glance. Monitor food and production costs and even your profits. And most recently, we added the feature for crop management because initially it was a poultry management tool, but based on feedback and requests from users, we decided to expand into fish farming, other livestock and crop management. One of our most loved feature is the growth tracker, where you can input your data and the app shows you how your bed or crops are progressing compared to expected growth. We also have the investor feature, because we know farmers now work with partners and investors. Farms help you keep a transparent report to show exactly how money is being used and where the returns are. It builds trust and opens doors for more funding. Farm is free to download and it's very simple to use. You don't need to pay a cost of anything. You just need to go to your Play Store, or App Store, type the name Farm, F-A-M-F-A-R-M, and you can download, sign up, and it's very easy to use. We are not just offering an app, we are building a community, a smarter, stronger farming network where data meets good. So if you are ever found saying, I don't know where my money goes, or I want to improve, I don't know where my profits are going to, Farm is for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Townhall. Thank you so much. I mean, that was inspiring. Just incredible, various inspirations we have. Today we have several inspirations on why farming is important and why they have to delve into farming. And even today, one of the objectives of GSCI was birthed from an experience by the himself. Imagine sending seedlings. Imagine sending seeds out of Nigeria to a farmer in the UK, and he got to UK and said, no, this cannot enter here because it doesn't meet our standard. And everything, 100% of it was sent back. Just imagine that. All because we failed or we do not know how to align the standards, which is really important. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be here, we'll be talking, we'll be discussing, we'll be networking. But just before we go into the breakout session, please, I want us to be upstanding again. One last upstanding, and I invite the EG. Please let the upstanding. One more. Ladies and gentlemen, now, when it comes to eating or having foodstuffs in your homes, let's start. Rice or yam? Rice or yam? Rice or yam? Let me see your hand up. Rice. You must have rice. Let me see your hand up. You must have yam. Okay now. Okay. Rice and yam. Now, when it comes to rain-fed farming, what do you depend on rain-fed farming or irrigation? Which one will you take? Rain or irrigation? Rain. Let me see your hand. Rain. Irrigation. Wow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okra egusi soup. Okra, let me see your hand. Okra. Egusi. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, sell raw produce or process or brand it. Sell raw or process and brand. Process and brand. Let me see your hand. Sell raw. Let me see your hand. Sell raw. Oh, there's somebody there. 4 people. Okay, sell raw. Excellent. Organic or genetically modified? Okay, let me see your hand up. Genetically modified. Okay. Now, teaching farming to youth or focus on large-scale investors? Youth or investors? Youth. Let me see your hand. Investor, let me see your hand. So investors. Okay, excellent. Goat meat or chicken? Goat meat or chicken? Oh, let me see your hand. Chicken. Okay. Now, to change Nigeria for good, farming or politics? Excellent. Beautiful answers, beautiful energy, but beyond the laughs, each of these choices reflect real questions about how we grow, how we feed, train, and sustain our food systems. As we enter this technical session, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep thinking not about what's popular or what's convenient, but what's practicable, scalable, and sustainable. Because the future of food in Africa, it starts with the decisions, ladies and gentlemen, we make today. And to declare the technical session open and put us into the deep dive. May I welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the ED of TSAI.
Thank you. Please take your seats. It's interesting to know that there are people that like egusi without drum. It's when I came into Abuja that I knew egusi and drum is a national delicacy. There's no restaurant to go to that you don't find egusi and drum. That one is sure. Thank you so much to all our special guests and our participants. I want to assure you. So that was 3 days ago. I learned a thing that hope is very important. And okay, let me not do mental random thoughts. Evaide, who is our moderator here, I have omitted to mention that it's a very, very big omission. He's actually the secretary of our board of trustees for GSAI. So please, if you are talking about the owners and the people that, please put your hands together for her. Thank you so much, Evaide. Thank you for being part of this. Yes, and 3 days ago we went on a food safety field and farm tour to CSS Farms. The farm is a 1,000 hectare farm. Sir? In fact, the farm is big and we were walking around. So at some point she invited joined us and invited sat somewhere. I was like, I don't tire. And when I told her, you know that there's food after this, she said, yeah, there's food. And she now started calling us to move again. So I want to encourage each and every one of you that there is refreshment in this event. So don't get tired. Please continue to be part of this. I'm sure that somebody that was already thinking, make I go, will now sit and be in the shortest possible time. There will be refreshment. So please continue getting the value. And I assure you, this is not an event that we knew the starting time, we didn't know the ending time. We are consciously working towards ending at the exact time as seen in your brochure. So please stay with us. Now we want to go into a technical session, and this to me is the most important part of this event. I sincerely and deeply appreciate all the speeches, all the remarks from our special guests. It is time to hear from the participants. I go to so many events and we just go sit down, listen to technocrats, listen to professionals, listen to experts, and then we go. But we intentionally incorporated a technical session to be able to also listen to you. Because beyond the experiences and the positions that these special guests hold, you are the ones in the field that have had core experiences and would also like to send it out. So one of the outputs of this session, of this event, is raising a communique from the participants. So that's what we're going to be doing in the technical session. And we're going to split ourselves into two. While the technical session is going on, I will want all the special guests to please go and take some pictures and also sign the food safety pledge, and then also go through the exhibition while the food safety and the technical session is going on. But before we do that, I will welcome the two moderators. We are going to split. Some people are going to be here, some people are going to be here. They are not going to use microphones. Thank God the hall is a bit tidy. But they are going to have 5 minutes each to just throw a light on the topic that they are handling. This technical session will end with a repertoire. Somebody going to be appointed in the group to also do a 5 minutes presentation after the technical session. Presentation on the resolutions of your session. One session we have refers to innovations for food safety. What are the innovations you think we need for you to be able to achieve food safety? Oh yes, I also want to, sorry, I just forgot. Want to welcome, I talked about the 10,000 young youths project we are doing. It was not just GSA, of course, we are an NGO, and we have partners, we have funders, and we have some of our funders in the house. He's a young man, but I just want to recommend, these are special privileges of those that partner and fund our project. So Mr. Emmanuel Kasi, please, can you stand and just recognize now? He's one of the people that support us to do what we do, the project. Thank you so much for coming to this event. Okay, so we have one topic
innovations for food safety, and it's going to be handled by Dr. Aisha from the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development. Please can you come forward? Then she also, yes, there is also a gender inclusion component that she's going to bring, gender for agriculture. Yes, she's also going to talk about it in 5 minutes. Then we also have the representative from SON. She's going to be handling standards for exportability. You have all had different standards that you're supposed to meet. As farmers, what are the challenges you're facing in meeting these standards? This is what we want from your session. Innovations for food safety. What are the possible innovations that we want to see or that are there for you to achieve food safety as a farmer? So we are going to be having those sections, but they are going to do 5 minutes overview of this topic so that when we go into the session, the conversation can begin. So I want to welcome you, Ma, as you take the mic.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure, and let me say, when the Nifats spoke about agriculture being more hygienic for farmers than a medical doctor, I have a good friend who is a professor of hematology, but the way she farms, I am ashamed to say I'm from Federal Ministry of Agriculture. She farms almost everything you can think of at her backyard. From lettuce to cabbage, she has apples, she has tomatoes, she has ginger, she has onions. She has so much that when you go, you eat food that she has planted in the house and she feeds you healthy food. Now, farmers, it is from you who know how to do new things and get safe food. Most of the time, those of us that go out to buy chicken or eggs, we usually discuss, let me go to so-so because I know the practices are healthy on those farms. So I want their eggs, I want their chickens. We want to know what is new. How do you want us to go? Because as it is now, food safety is at the brain. This hungry nation, we must provide food, and the food we are to provide should be safe. So for the breakout session, before we go there, I want to also introduce you to gender-based business sense in agribusiness. Please just two people. What do you understand by gender? Anybody? I don't want to say what gender is, but to the farmers, what is gender? Is it male or female? Okay. Director said, don't have a pointer. Okay, next please. Director, you know in civil service, every Oga says is right. So for now, Oga says my father and my mother is gender. When I continue with this, you will either agree or disagree whether my father and my mother are this gender. Next, please. Go fast. Next. So, here. No, back. From this slide, you can see it is men discussing about agriculture. It is men discussing about what they produce and how they get market for it. Look at what the women are doing. They are just going to take care of the children, fetch water, come and cook for the family. But from published researches, those side things women do for the family, they are very, very significant. You know, it is a man, I give house allowance, I buy the foodstuffs, I pay school fees. Those things outside school fees, that the children ask for. Without them, you will see the riots that will happen in the house. Those things outside what daddy knows about. My mother said, the rulers in there are broken. It is from that petty business that the mother does. She gives the money to replace the master. When the uniform is old or the laundryman has bought the shirt, daddy doesn't even know when she replaces that shirt. So gender means roles and responsibilities and how you take them. Whatever a man can do, I am not saying a woman can do better, but a woman can also do. We have very, very successful agribusiness farmers in this country, and they export, and those farmers are women. So let me say to DSAI, I am not yet a convert until I see a woman carrying fruits on that side.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. So you can see, when you hear my mother is a sex, I'm either a female or a male. But gender are roles and responsibilities given by the society. But this society, we have to differ a bit, because they will say women should not drive a truck. I met a couple in our ministry, and she drives and she knows how to operate a tractor. So that couple, she's a young girl, she's someone who values so much with the 2,000 plus tractors that Mr. President has now brought into this country to help mechanized farming. Next. So let me just run through 3 or 4. Please, if you think men should earn more money than women because they are the providers, can I see your hands? So all the men here are lazy, they don't want to be like, or you want to agree with me or pretend you are agreeing with me. So, this, you know, now where's your hand if it applies to you? It's a gender, which means it's the responsibility, or it's the sex, which means it's either male or female. Women give birth to babies, men do not. Is it a gender or a sex? Okay, now the one that is catchy. The men make important family decisions. You live in our society today, women take family decisions. They're not agreed, most here are men. I know. Women are caretakers and caregivers in the household. Is it a gender or a sex thing? Is it gender? How many men work with children? How many men change the diapers? How many men tell the woman, please this weekend do not cook, I'm in charge? Farmers are now happy with me. So, for us, the farmers that are into businesses, I will give this to the easy. It will help you. You have to have a vision, know your units. Your units are, what do I intend to do differently to get more markets? What do I put into it to get more markets? Let me give you an example. Some people will say they prefer Grand Square bread in Abuja. Others will say, I love H-Medic's bread. Others like me will say, I love IDA bread, local bread, it has no water. What are these companies doing to move customers, farmers? What are you doing? What practices from farm? To make your eggs bigger, to make your onions, the moment people come this kind of onions. Because when I cook with them, the scent is different, the way my food looks is different. So that is, you have to know your limits. What are you eating? How much are you spending? What do you intend to do differently so that your demand is high? But with that demand, inflation will lessen or lower the demand. So what are you doing, even with inflation, that demand for your produce will be higher? You decided, no matter how expensive it is, people will come for your farm produce. Next. Let's move. I have to go to my profile. I'll give you all this. Where I am saying they said we should still shamelessly and share aimlessly. So just remember there was one older girl that stood before you and helped you with the market. And when you are exporting, please remember me. Yes. Wait, back a bit. The last slide before this. So you have to have a goal to pitch your business. Next. I want to see the diagram so that I will show what the pitch is. Stay here. This is how you create your own profile. Can you see all these adjectives? We don't have time. But if you get this, I hope we're sending this presentation. Okay. If you get this presentation, come here before you go back to how you pitch your business. You will see where you are. Each human being is either a doing person, a feeling person, or a thinking person. These are words that define who you are. If you are a doing person, you know what to do to push yourself. Let me ask you an example. Amongst human beings, is it the doing that will make more out of agribusiness or the thinking? The doing? Both of them. What of the feeling? You know the feeling will be wanting empathy. Then you see, I bought this 2,000 naira. Just put 200 naira for you. Even to transport it from the market here, that is something that is emotional. And if you are a feeling person, you might know that person. Next. So, it is farmers, it is with the active models, I assure you, after this long 2 weeks or more training, that you know what you see from the top, there is so much below. When he talked about how he lost concerning exports, please work with the 9 ministries and know what is required, so that what you see, what you don't see below, will enable you to make a very safe, healthy production, and when you get to export, you will become rich. I know in the UK, there is one guy, his name is Alhaji Suya. Do you know how many pounds people travel to the location of that guy? Because he even gets his meat from Canada, let me tell you. He gets his everything from Nigeria. Any Nigerian that he knows going will say, please, let them prepare that kind of kaka for me. Barcolo and ginger, let them put clothes in it, let them put kiba in it. What is kiba? Some of us don't know. We will go into that business. I'm not a farmer, but I have an idea. I'm a civil servant before I convert like a lawyer. So the active model will help you troubleshoot and think of what is below that if I do, I will go into loss. There will be gain. What I see above is women sell zobo. Some people put potash in that zobo. Some people put sweeteners that are in between health and disease. And those that are very brilliant, they will only use the local zobo, the local pineapple peel, little sugar, ginger. So, what is it that you don't see that will push you up to sell? What we are interested in, how much we need success out of our family. Is that not? So that is what we will look at. So when you study this active model, my email is there. Please, anywhere you stop, just get to me. Next question. Next. So now, these are the patterns of change. We said we want to change. We don't want more farmers, we want better farmers. So these patterns of change, you look at you as an individual. What do I want? Where do I want to go? What do I want? Who do I want to join? Or who do I want to invite to encourage or improve in my farming practices or in my agribusiness? Then the relationships, how do you keep? Last week we had an event and we needed 280 chickens. We want one guy who's a distributor in Kaduna who pulls chickens from some few female farmers and sells for them. So who do I want to engage with to push forward my agribusiness? Then what is the culture? When Dr. or Professor was giving us his talk, he said he went to one farm to capture diseases and the farmer said, no, I don't want it. You know, in our culture, if you even start a relationship with somebody and you sell more, they will say you just the person. So who do you want to relate with in your agribusiness? And then what does the system provide for you? There are 21 states in the country that will be embarking on a project accelerated results in nutrition. They will give some packages for farmers in those 21 states, and I hope you get it. So whatever you get, seed or input from Federal Ministry of Agriculture, be sure it's authentic. So please support the policies of the ministries, the 9 ministries, the system, and you all collaborate together. And from here, just going to road sustainable agriculture initiative, you will move abroad. You start seeing that oil package in Manhattan, in the US, and then it is from one of us. You don't know what we need, so can you clap for me? Because after this war, we will move there, start exporting, and keep our nation, bring back money to our nation so that this called USD and the pounds will not be afraid of them. They will crash at our naira. That is the most important thing for us as farmers. So, power dynamics in business, that is what I told you. The power is me. What can I do? Let me say, I want to provide the whole onions in Babalade this year. All the onions in each market is from my farm. How do you look at that? That's the power in me. What can I do better? What can I do best? What push do I push myself to go higher? The power in action. It's not we stand here, we have refreshments, it's already lunchtime, my stomach is grumbling. So the action after we live here, we communicate. Is each one of us going to use it to better change something? Are we going to put our heads together as cooperatives to get funds, to obtain a tractor, to do technological farming? Is it one of water hydroponics that I'm starting to convert? Or is it one they sell on the rooftop in some countries? Then power with others. You see this cooperation, you people know better than I do. Two is better than one. If they need 100 crates of eggs and I have 40, and my neighbor, whom I know, does healthy practices in poultry farming, has 60, I will just knock on their farm and say, we have a business, we have a market. I have 40, bring 60, let us sell it together. That's the power of cooperation. Then power over, you pass that, you are enjoying your air condition, you are in your office or in the company, and you are just supplying all over the place. With this, I say that gender and the roles and the differences you make to achieve the success you want to achieve in whichever agricultural business you embark upon. And for those of us that will be in the breakout session, technical session, please farmers, you have the experience. We are just going to submit the policy document and the policy be put in as a law. So give us all your experiences, what you think will be done differently in this country to achieve food safety. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aisha. Like she has mentioned, these slides will be shared to those that registered via email. If you have received our emails, you will get all the slides. I would like you to repeat, to just let's re-echo this. When I say, okay, Nigeria does not need more farmers, what do we need? You want to better farmers. So, Nigeria does not need more farmers, what do we need? Nigeria does not need more farmers, what do we need? Better farmers indeed, and better farmers we are becoming. So, the representative from SON does not have a very long slide. She will just do a brief intro into standards for exportability before we break into the session, and we'll use 20 to 30 minutes for that session and then come back and round up. I promise you we will not go beyond the time we have told you that we are going to be here. And in that period, okay, yes, please, ma'am. Let's welcome the representative of SON.
Thank you very much. Doctor, that was a very interesting session. Maybe I'm like that, your neighbor or that your doctor that comes everything. So probably this is the forum for me to learn more so I can be a better farmer too. But I'm here on behalf of my organization, Standards Organization of Nigeria, and when one of the speakers was talking about GSAI, I saw that GSAI has already done so much work training you over a period of 8 weeks. I was trying to rush and write down some topics that they trained you on. I didn't get all of them. And I noticed that one of the topics was food safety standards and regulations. So probably during the breakout session, you will let me in on the food safety standards and regulations that you have already been exposed to. So when you share your information with me, that will also provide evidence that you learned something from that training. Then where there are gaps, if there are some that you haven't been exposed to, perhaps I could give you a brief about them. But the key thing we intend to gain from that section are the challenges. Are there farmers here that have tried to export and face some challenges? Yes, so I'm getting some feedback from you. So we will discuss those challenges. From the welcome remarks right from when the session opened, almost everyone spoke about standards. Standards are important for the food nationally, and the whites, they like themselves so much. they don't play with standards. And I remember attending a program sometime earlier in the year, and a white man stood up and spoke. I think it was during World Milk Day. He said, these products that Europe is rejecting, for example, the beans that we have been rejecting from Nigeria, are you aware that we need a white to eat this kind of beans? It's still Africans in those countries that eat those beans. But as long as you are in their country, they care about your health because your health can impact their environment and their people. Yes. So we'll just discuss about those standards during the breakout session, and then we'll discuss the challenges you faced, and then we can bring you up to date on what you can do to overcome those challenges so that you can export. So summary, that is it. From the beginning, we've already talked about HACCP. There's a HACCP standard. There are many standards that ensure food safety from farm to fork. So I'll give you a brief on some of those standards. Some of them are just codes of practices. They are Nigerian industrial standards. They are international standards. But because SON is the apex standardization body in Nigeria, we are the ones that represent Nigeria on all standard international forums where those standards. So even where the food safety management system standard is being elaborated on the International Organization for Standardization, SON is on that technical committee. I personally am there. So we have information about all those standards. So it's not just about standardization, it has to do with standards development and certification to those standards. There are certain standards that you should certify to if you want to export to certain countries. One of the farmers outside who spoke initially talked about being certified by NAFDAC, and I would like to correct that notion. NAFDAC registers your product and they give you a registration number, okay? Except maybe if they give you a GMP certificate. I don't know if they give that to food producers, but I know they give that to the pharmaceutical industry. So if you want to certify the systems that you use in producing your farm produce, there are some standards. Some standards are meant for the systems, some standards are meant for the product. And once you are exporting, you must show evidence of certification to those standards. So we'll also discuss how you can certify your farming systems, your products for export. So summary, that's what we're going to be looking at during the breakout session. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Aisha, please, which way will you be taking, left or right? Okay, Doctor, since you're seated there, please you take this way. Please, if you're interested in having conversations around innovations for food safety, you can change your seats right now. Please, you join out that end. If you're interested in having standards for exportability, please, you join this end, and you're going to have a 15 to 20 minute conversation. In that time, please, I want to specially request all the special guests to join us inside the pledge outside, and then we now go through the exhibition while the technical sessions are going on. Please, you just take this way and have a 15 to 20 minute conversation. Please, in that your conversation, appoint somebody that will just do recap of your resolutions. Thank you.
At the long run, there's still like, we need this quality of yam. You can pick your corner and say, this quality of yam. We have to in as far as that limitations that happen, like infrastructure and security, but there are also things that even in South Africa, there was a time we worked in after quite yes, this is around that. Yes, you can take this. So, on the NAFDAC certification covers 1 kg, 5 kgs, and 10 kg. And these are just freshly approved as of June 10.
I will buy for my staff to taste, and I will give you.
No, so I can give you complimentary. There's no need to buy. It's actually free. Everything here is free.
Okay, for today.
Yeah, everything.
After today, we'll talk.
And also give you data about it's kind of rating.
And it's free. You have this free. So I'm sure you come from AI generated. I mean, the information you are giving.
Yes, they are whether companies or their extension services. So they have been doing a series. I'm not from the government. Founded by them. And I'm part of their process. In fact, that's why they partner with us. They are working with experts to get to so they feed their data account information, public information on events, conflict innovation. That's what they now use to
So where is the money? How do you get to buy what you How do you buy outside there? Outside there?
This actually started as a solution to provide healthy seed for my son after exclusive breastfeeding disease all around. So this is healthy, it's made of natural dates. So I started it instead of buying the artificial seed from the market. I started producing it, so it was actually registered last year. So I want to get a certification. Because recently I graduated
So you are following the process. Wish you the very best.
we are into agro processing. This is really our we are also into aquaculture, but since our fish are not they are not mature, so we cannot bring them here. And again, we are also into other businesses such as process some of these products such as potato flour, cassava flour, and the rest of them.
Where is the location? The physical location.
We have our office here at Nifats, while our farms are Giri, Chefi, this is it's the same. This is our product. We improve
So where is the location where your products are available? Any stores? I know. You supply to stores?
No, we are not
You supply.
because our requested we have their registration number, which we are on it.
You are yet to provide. So laugh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
What does Fisher do?
Set up farm.
Consultancy.
Supply of everything about livestock. That's okay.
Animal feed.
Yes, we are one of the Hendrix sales reps in Nigeria. Yes, one of the best feed now in poultry. Very, very good. Yes, our plants.
we actually started.
Isha. Okay. It's a combination of Nigerian names.
It's a pure Nigerian name. Because it started in 2021 after the lockdown. It's bedded after the season of 3 months lockdown. And we have been operating. We have our head office in Dawaki Modern Markets. We have our farm location in Townhall, and we have another one after Townhall that's in Iraq. Just to do what I before Iraq. So we are going to Kefi. Not Kefi Road. You know where the Meti Island markets that the cattle market. So we have a second inside the market. We do more crops in that place. Yes. And then we also do management for some farms. Like tomorrow, currently, on Monday, we have a training for snail to set up in the Washi farms. And then it's going by the current and this stuff.
Where is it?
It's training that way. So we train for poultry production, rabbitry, grass cutter, and snail farming. We've had some levels of training and success for like 4 years now. We also have our monthly training every month for small case farming.
Where is the location of the training center?
In Dawaki. We use our office. Yeah, Dawaki for the market. That's where our office is. We have a concept that we're training on. Backyard businesses, grow what you eat. We came up with that idea when we were screaming that.
Is your training fee?
Depending on the section, if it's a physical training or online training, the fees differs. We have fees. And then
you have a physical location in the market for the training?
That's where our office is located. So
how many people can you train?
No, when we have a number that's more than 10, we rent the space. But when we have, because most of the training comes in maybe 3, 4, 5. But when we have a seminar, we get a public space. Yeah, outside the market for personalized training. So the concept of training basically now is backyard business is know what you need. And we have had a success rate of about 15 that we have set up snail farm rabbitry in their houses, even within the qualified estates. Now because we were shouting GMO, I said, well, you cannot prevent GMO when you don't have alternative. Because when you're hungry, you eat it. Whatever you see, you buy. But when you have your home, you know, and then people complain of indiscriminate use of antibiotic in poultry. How do you do organic? We started teaching them how to manage your poultry. I think we have a section where we said 2 weeks old chickens bred without drugs and seeds. Then you go and grow it in your house, 3, 4, 5, depending on how your space can carry. Now with that, you don't need to go to one cold room where you don't know the source of the birds. You have your you do that with snails, rabbits, and then other animals that depending on what the person.
So I understand you set up.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we set up and we even manage.
Train them to keep track of things.
Now, what we do is that when you partner with us or when you invite us to set up for you, we have a range of people where we oversee it, we see that the people are already mature enough to handle it. And then we can still come in from time to time to do our expert analysis and see if they are falling short of standard. Or
I hope your consultancy is affordable for if you are training for our intending retirees.
I would like to do that. I even have a friend who is training some civil servant on rabbit farming. I think he's a brother to his friend and colleague. So,
this is the country.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.